Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our second semi-final of the day for our Supa Liga Joma A competition. And we've got two men's teams today, which if you had tuned in previously on our games today, we've had a doubleheader of our men's and women's of Cobras and Pumas, and they're just about to line up to commence the game. And as they are doing that, I will read out the squad list for both teams, starting with the home team for today, the West Coast Cobras. We have number 95, Halil Russo, number 9, Luke Ross, 16, Andreas Buzanekis. Number 1, Thomas Robles, who will be the keeper for today in the second half, I can imagine. But first, we've got Michael Dudek, who is number 99. We've got Miguel Oliveira, who's 11. 14, Jamal Youssef. 7, Lukman Said. 10, Hazrat Akalaki. 4, Jake Pizzuto. And now for our team in red and white on the left of us, we've got number 19, Amar Jahel. 7, Kevin Poncelli. 21, Kaijan. Number 1, Blair Stroud in goals today for the Perth Pumas. Number 8, Gordon Tiong. Number 11, just in front of me, Fionn Mulholland. 14, Rory Wilkinson. Number 2, Rama Elliott. And number 5, Bennett Vesey. And we're away, and I'm joined here today by the lovely Jade Paul. Jade, how are you?
Good. Had a nice little break between the last semi-final and feeling refreshed and ready to commentate my heart out.
So am I. I'm gone, and that break to IGA was definitely worth it, and I'm full of beans now. I can't believe it.
Ready to go. So we've seen these two teams play against each other already in this final series. In the very first finals, I think they were qualifying finals, and the West Coast Cobras really brought it to the Perth Pumas, beating them 6-0, I believe.
Yeah, it was like I said in the last live stream, this game is going to be a very unpredictable game, I think. It's going to be quite hard to read. People may think, oh, the Cobras won 6-0, they'll be able to do it again, but to be honest, my money's on Pumas tonight. I reckon they're going to bring in a firing heart that's going to be harder to read than the first time they played. They're going to be firing and they're ready. And Fionn Mulholland has the ball and he taps it past Rousseau. Buzanekis now gets equally challenged by Ram Elliott and Mulholland.
Young out on the right. You know, he likes to take on players down that line. Opts to go back to Poncelli. Tiong again. Poncelli. Oh, and a little flick through the legs of Russo. It's a great chance there early for the Perth Pumas.
It's a great interception by Tiong, who's got time and space in front of him. He drives in and I think it's off.
Luke Ross, I
freshly
believe.
trimmed Luke Ross.
Yes, bringing the bob back. Looking good.
I must say I like it more. So. Elliott here, being nice and strong. He's got Jamal Youssef behind him. Rama very well. It's a great ball over the top. Poncelli's in for the first. Mulholland on the left, and it's not making it a goal nice and early. Poncelli could have just maybe done a light tap past Dudek there, but he's chosen the non-greedy decision to pass to Mulholland.
And the free kick's given against Buzanekis. Tiong. Oh, and the intercept from Halil Russo. Great work by Mulholland to win the ball back.
I think, Jado, something else that's going to make this game a lot more fire and interesting is no one's played in 2 weeks. You know, it's going to be, there's going to be some, I think, rustiness today, but everyone, I think, is quite aware of that. Oh, Buzanekis as I speak.
Yeah, hopefully these players weren't digging into the chocolate too much over the long weekend. No, last time these two teams played each other, a lot of the mistakes from the Perth Pumas were coming from just silly defensive mistakes, not following their player, giving them too much room.
And we've got Johnny Goodlich is the head coach of the Cobras A squad. Fairly young coach, but an extremely knowledgeable guy. I played with him in the 2015 state competition all those years ago. And we've got the magnificent Gus Fontana, head coach of the Pumas. Extremely knowledgeable guy, has played futsal and known futsal for a long time. I believe played in a state competition in the 90s, and Jamal's here, and Halil's there, and
that's goal up already to the West Coast Cobras. I already pressed record, so see if we can watch this replay back for you. Well, that was an excellent celebration. Unfortunately, not catching the goal with my quick fingers. Apologies. Tiong instructing Elliot out. It's a great run by Rama Elliot, taking away his defender, Halil Russo. On an excellent tackle by Clarkey. He just sends it behind the run of Luke Ross.
oh, Kai John, it's a pretty good touch, but Russo's just that tad stronger. Ends up back to Luke Ross.
Russo, an extremely quick player as well. I think there might have been a free kick in that I saw. Looked like Kai John might have
Too much
pushed
debate behind it.
Russo.
A little bit of a shrug from Russo, but nothing more. Comes back to John. Oh, John.
Great cutout by Yusuf.
Not the best passing choice by John.
Oh, a nice little chip. Oh! Clarkey on the ball. Has Ross at the top. Ball over the top from Ross, cut out by Panselli. Pumas slowing the game down, not going for that quick counter. Oh, and that's poor decision from Gordon Tiong. No one was really in a good enough position to receive that flick into the middle.
No, it's definitely not the right ball. He's tried to play Rama Elliott while he's running forwards, reasonably close to the goal. It's not a chance. It's a lovely check run though, as we're speaking not the best about him. Gordon Tiong he lost Luke Cross very well there.
Marjahel stepping on the court for the Perth Pumas. Lukman Syed, I believe, just stepped on the court for the West Coast Cobras, on the ball right now. Clarkey against Panselli, little step over, and he's cut out by Tiong. Oh, Tiong almost did 3 ACLs.
Yeah. Disney on Ice down here at Perth Modern.
Oliveira just had to get that last little step over in. Syed in the middle, oh, and it's just gone under the foot of Oliveira.
Panselli cut in.
Wilkinson, oh, great ball for Jahel. Syed, back to Ross. Pumas pressing up. Dudek stepping out of his goal. Plays the ball forward to Clarkey. Michael Dudek's very, very far off his line. If I was Pumas, I would definitely take advantage of that.
Panselli done very well He's still got the ball, and Wilkinson keeps the ball with Pumas. Gordon Cheong tries to do the same, and it's another goal by the Cobras.
See if our instant replayers work this time. Just caught the end of it. Looking like a little bit of a repeat of the last game. Perth Pumas have picked it up a little bit since the last time they matched each other, but still some tiny little mistakes that are really letting them down defensively.
Foul there from Miguel Oliveira. Being in the position, Jado, of playing with the Hawks men's A and playing Cobras a couple of weeks ago. Very interesting squad. They had a pretty similar squad to what they got now. I think they just didn't have a couple of those players. I think the difference right now is just similar to the other game, except the opposite. Like the Cobras this time are the ones being the patient ones, when in the women's game it was the opposite. And Pumas seem very, I guess, sporadic and not thinking about certain things like that. Can they get a chance from this mistake?
Timeout has been called for the Perth Pumas, I believe.
Yeah, well, I would be surprised if it was the other way. Annie Leyland has kind of gotten out the coaching board in a bit of a hurry. There's obviously some things to speak about on the Cobras' behalf. Gus Fontana, like I said, very knowledgeable bloke in the futsal community. Played a couple of state tournaments himself in the 90s. But he's really digging into them now, as he should be, as I don't think anyone wants Pumas to fall in that same trap that they used to have.
Right, and the whistle has been blown to re-enter the court.
We're away back on it. Oh, Amar Jahel actually got a foot on that, and Dudak's quick release.
A little bit of panic there from Rory Wilkinson.
Saeed to Oliveira. Quick feet from Oliveira. He's got Ross there, who's put on a fresh headband. There's no tying that hair back now. Oliveira, Blue Cross under a bit of pressure. He plays back to Dudek. Goes back to Ross.
Oh, great little flick forward for Syed, and that's well defended by Kevin Poncelli.
Ross with a nice head.
With space in front of him.
Jake Pizzuto, he's also entered the court. More quick feet. It's gone away. Poncelli's received the ball. He's had space in front of him. He beats Miguel. Plays in Vesey. Vesey tries to play Tiong, but he just needs to play Tiong to his left foot.
Yeah, Tiong definitely didn't want that ball out in front of him. He just wanted to receive it.
And it wouldn't have been a good pass out in front. There was already someone there who was doing a very good job defensively. Pizzuto into Ross.
Liviero against Vesse. Vesse gets around him. The ball's fallen to the feet of Poncelli, who sends it out. It's going to be a Perth Pumas kick-in. Taken by Poncelli. Oh, and Poncelli with a missed kick straight into the line of side. Luckily, Perth Pumas scramble to send the ball out. Poncelli on the ball. Rama Elliott with an exit. Oh, and there's no one wide for the Perth Pumas. Some poor positioning by the Pumas. Oh, and that's a great little touch from Poncelli.
Gordon just needs to stay that touch across to his right. Wait for some support. Elliott was there for the underlap, just ready to have a shot. Pizzuto's kicked that out. Pizzuto's seen a touch off Tiong, but referee Tom has not agreed with him at all.
Pizzuto's on the kick in. Wozniakis. The shot blocked by Jahel.
Great save from Blestrade. Definitely means a lot with the scoreline looking how it is.
Kai Johns on the court for the Perth Pumas. Makes a big run forwards. Tiong pressed high by Ross. Oh, and a little flick over the top. Luckily, Kai John gets it under control, but he's under too much pressure and sends it out. Poncelli sends back to Tiong. John in the middle for Rama. Oh, and the long ball. Yeah, I'm definitely starting to see what you were saying before, Tom, where the opposite issues are occurring for the Perth Pumas as they were for their women. The Perth Pumas are playing a lot more like the Cobras women's team was just then, making a few poor decisions, sending the balls to the feet of the defensive team.
But look, in my opinion, the Cobras look super relaxed. I don't know if that's just me, but they don't look like nervous at all, and I think that could be a breakdown for them if they're a little bit overconfident. I think the Pumas can come back firing, and we've seen this season many times the Pumas come back from results that have not looked like it's going their way, and look, they're full of surprises, I think, and it's probably something, if the Cobras want to get a similar result as last time, it's just to stay focused and don't drop. Don't think that they've won the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've seen it one or two matches where the Perth Pumas have pulled out a result in the last couple of minutes. It's just put away a couple of goals unexpectedly. I think they've done it against this West Coast Cobras team on one occasion. Again, a poor pass by Perth Pumas. Straight to the feet of the West Coast Cobras. Pizzuto, Russo, balls across the face, cut out by Elliott. Pizzuto lets it go out for a West Coast Cobras kick in. Oh, and a silly technical mistake turns it over to the Perth Pumas. Elliott on the ball. Oh, and the ball's to no one.
See, what I'm seeing lots of from the Pumas, in my opinion, is a lot of movement in that third, and a lot of movement from this third, but there's no movement in here, and that's what's giving them either play it back or play it long. And
Sorry, just so that everyone at home can follow along, because they can't actually see where you're pointing.
Oh, well.
Tom's saying a lot of movement in the top third and the defensive third, but in the middle of the court, they're getting it stuck, standing still.
Yeah, that's it. There's just that lack of movement in the middle is really killing them at this point. They're always just looking back or forwards and never just that short side.
Nice little intercept by Jahel on the counter against Russo. Back rolls to Elliott. John. Elliott again. Oh, and he's being pressed high by Clarkey. Great strength from Elliott. Good decision by Blair Stroud to dive on that ball. Jahel in the middle for Mulholland. Back to Jahel. Tiong fires it into Buznekis. Clarkey sends it out.
There just needs to be more movement there from the Cobras. The Pumas. It's just too static, and the Cobras are just pressing very quickly, and the Pumas don't know how to react.
It's a yellow card given to Mulholland for that tackle on Jamal Yusof.
Oh, that's a pretty hard tackle there. I think he knows that wasn't good. Jamal Youssef looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort from that, as you probably would be, getting taken out, but he's not really like that usually, Phelan, but I think he's just, I'm sure he hasn't meant to get Jamal that good there. Russo with the free kick.
Intercepts off Tiong. Buznekis, little flick over the top for Jahel. Yusuf, apology. Clarkey driving forwards, Buznekis. Nice little cutout by Kevin Pancelli.
You can see that they're holding their ground a little bit more now, the Pumas.
Oh, and a great left foot shot from Halil Russo.
Hasn't been a goal for probably a good 10 minutes now. Well, he still gets there though, Pancelli, and he's just made it a goal throw. Or is it no, my bad. It's
Boys, 30 seconds, press!
It's a lovely ball from Dudek.
Jahel just gets his foot in there. Stop Buznekis taking that shot.
Another dumb foul from the Pumas. I guess there's not much to lose now. They're on 4 fouls with 26 seconds to go. Their warning will be the next foul. Russo again is in a dangerous position. Pancelli doing a really despite the score, he's doing a very good job at communicating. I think it's not him, it's more his team. And not listening to him.
Oh, great intercept by Tiong, and it's rolling back to the feet of West Coast Cobras.
Yeah, you can see Poncelli's getting a little bit frustrated now, and I wonder if he'll express any points in the halftime talk. I'm sure he will.
Pumas are really going to have to lift their energy, their positioning and their passing accuracy in this second half. Just heard Coach Gus saying we couldn't play any worse, so we'll see in the second half that could potentially come back to bite him in the arse.
That's the question, could they play any worse?
Back with you after a couple of ads. Try and listen into these coaches' talks and give you all the juicy details as we come back from this halftime break.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Righty, welcome back to the second half. So far we've seen the West Coast Cobras go up 2-0 in this match. We're trying to listen into the coaches' discussions at half-time, but unfortunately I have no details to report. Could not hear a thing.
Oh, but we might. I think we can only imagine what they're going to say. It's probably just the same things we've been saying. It's being a spectator, I guess. We can call ourselves spectators of this game. We're probably seeing the same stuff the coach is seeing.
Know that we said it in the last women's semi-final that it's always good to go fifth man as early as possible. At what point in this half, if you were Perth Pumas, do you think you would decide you need to push forwards for that goal?
Now, I'd probably be starting half time with, without spreading too much of our secrets. The way that Hawks have beaten the Cobras both times has been with fifth man. Like they don't like it. They don't know how to defend well against it. I think that would be a pretty smart decision by just jumping in a fifth man, changing it up once in a while.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have come in from fifth man straight from half time, switched it up straight away. But again, Tom and myself are both coached by the same coach, so strange.
That was a weird encounter Luke Ross had with the ball and floor.
Not sure if Luke Ross slipped then or what happened, but oh, Tiong just sends it left of the post.
It's a bloody good touch with his head, but he's not playing. He's got to.
Great little turn from Tiong. Oh, and the ball from Jahel just misses Wilkinson. Ross. Oh, and that's a great touch.
Oh, Blessed out with a good save there. Oliveira into side.
Switch on, player each. Know who you're marking. Rob Lookman.
Amar Jahel across to Tiong. Great run from Jahel. Nice little ball from Tiong, and it's chested just into the hands of Michael Dudek. Oh, and Panselli under pressure gives the ball up. That's a big spill from Luke Ross. Looked like he banged the back of his head pretty hard on the court there.
I'm not. Maybe if he had his bun on the back of his head, he might have escaped a bit of a blow there, but he looks all right. I don't think it was as... Hopefully he's all right and he gets up soon. What happens when you get a haircut, right?
Yeah. Hey, Luke, have a break. Yeah, get him. Luke. Yeah, get him off there. No, Luke, come in.
Luke wants to stay on the court, but I think he should definitely sit down for a minute. Sometimes you hit the back of your head and you don't feel it straight away, and then you start feeling a bit dizzy a little bit later.
Yeah.
Panselli, and he's just played the ball into Oliveira. Out for a Perth Pumas kick. Has Jahel. Little flick in the middle for Tiong, and Tiong just touches it back to Syed, and
Pizzuto with a great touch. Great save from Blair Stroud.
I think Stroud might have taken that on his face. Nope, Stroud said he took it on his shoulder.
Straight out to Pizzuto and off from Jahel.
Post, Miguel.
Another goal for the West Coast Cobras. Not even sure who that came off of. Have to watch that replay back.
I think it might have been Wilkinson. I'm not quite sure.
Little look while the game goes on.
Yeah, it's just come off Wilkinson just there.
It's an unfortunate own goal for the Perth Pumas.
Not giving up yet, but I still don't know why they're not doing fifth man yet.
Yeah, now is definitely a point where I would pull out that fifth. It's a good save from Dudek. Luke Ross very lively on the bench there, so I think it's safe to say his brain is fine.
His brain is fine. So glad his brain's okay. We don't actually know that for sure.
I mean, look.
I don't think his brain's been good for about 20 years, but...
Panselli. Ball's across to Tiong. Down to Vese. Tiong with left foot shot, and that's a great save from Michael Dudek. Oliveira keeps the ball in. Defended by Vese. Free kicks given against Bennett Vese.
Such an entertaining game to watch of futsal on a Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. I always love watching these two sides go against each other.
Oh God, I thought that slipped through.
That had gone in. I think it would have sealed the fate of the Perth Pumas.
They need to just stop doing the same thing. It just looks like nothing's really changed from the first half. Maybe had a couple more chances up front.
Yeah, it's been a slight lift in energy, and I think that's about all I've really seen come out of the Perth Pumas in the second half.
Oh, very quick feed from Jamal, who keeps it going. It's out to Bazzuto, and Halil just about gives us a roof job for Monday.
I tried to move my feet quickly to...
Jay, you don't have to commentate when the ball hits your foot. Try to move my foot.
I'm just saying, if the stream cuts out, I apologise. I tried to save the cord.
Oh, Miguel Oliveira with the step over King. Oh, it actually wasn't Oliveira, my bad. Akalaki out there, I'm afraid.
Oh, very high press from the West Coast Cobras.
Start off them so they don't go long. No in trust, no in trust. Forward.
The Pumas are not dealing with this pressure well. Buzanekis with a shot. Oh, Russo, I'm just apparently blind with players at the moment. I guess it's...
We've confirmed that Luke Ross's brain is okay, but starting to get a bit worried about Tom Ellis's at the moment.
Yeah, it's almost like it's carried on. Now I've had the head collision.
Panselli with a shot. Oh, and it's a good shot to the back post. Wozniacki does a great job getting himself back to defend. Jahel, my apologies.
Are you
John,
okay, Tate?
John with the shot. Stroud on the ball. And that's a silly little turnover of possession. Given away by Blair Stroud. A Clarkey. On the ball for the West Coast Cobras. Has Buznekis next to him. Ball's in the middle looking for Yusuf.
Oh, it's a lovely touch there from Akalaki. He's waiting for an option, and Vessi does very well there. Keeps it in play. It's gone to Jamal Youssef, and Kai John very well defensively there. Nearly hits Logan Rindell, injured in the stands. Buzanekis trying to get past Vessi. Vessi does well there. Pumas have been awarded a free kick just there.
Whoever wins this game will go straight to the grand final next weekend to play against the Northern Hawks. So, Tom, which team would you prefer to play in the grand final watching this game?
Watching this game, I think I'd like to verse the Pumas. Not at all because they're losing or their previous results, but I love a good game against Pumas. We're all quite good mates, so it kind of makes it that extra more fun, which I do like about it. But yeah, I think Pumas would be the team I'd like to play, but at this moment it's not looking like that. It's looking more like Cobras.
You have already beaten the Cobras. in this final series?
Yeah, it definitely was a tight game. It was nowhere near. It's probably one of our hardest games all season.
So Cobras have gone into this final as the favourites, and they'll be going into next week, it looks like, as the underdogs. So they'll probably pick up their energy from this game.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
Mulholland against Ross. Nice little tackle from McClarkey.
Green, step back, please. Green, go back. Wait, I want to repeat, guys. Go, please, 5 back. No, 5 back, please. Let's go.
McClarkey getting warned about not being 5 metres from the kicker.
Let's go.
Tiong gets around to Clarkey. Oh, and that's a nice ball from Russo into Oliveira. Jahel, a little bit panicked, just flicked the ball into the middle of the court. Lined it up for a West Coast Cobras shot. Luke Ross back on the court. Oh, and another shot from West Coast Cobras, Oliveira. Free kick given against Rama Elliott. Just took the feet out of Miguel Oliveira.
Oh yeah. The ball was going wide. It wasn't really going to be in a dangerous spot, so I don't really see why the Pumas felt the need to foul. I guess now it's in a way more in line spot.
Good chance here for the Perth Pumas to extend their lead. Oh, and it's hit the top bar and bounced pretty much right on the line, I would say. Mulholland does well. Elliott gets it forwards and it's cut out by Dudek. Russo, Tiong dives in.
And this game has picked up in speed very rapidly in the last couple of minutes.
Oh, and Halil Russo with the left foot shot. Nice little dummy. In the middle to Oliveira. Ross. Russo. Can hear the instructions from the Perth Pumas bench to start pressing. Oh, and the press is...
He's got through there.
Bit of poor pressing there from the Perth Pumas side.
Oh, the Pumas is really not going their way.
Yeah, Pumas are struggling to put 2 passes together at this point.
And that's why they've called a timeout, I can imagine. What would you be saying, Jado, if you were in both teams' positions? I'm intrigued to see what you would think.
Definitely Perth Pumas, I'd be going 5th man. I think I've made my feelings quite clear on that point. I would be going 5th. If I was the West Coast Cobras, I'd be sitting back in my own half and just holding the ball there and making the Pumas come to me. Once they all pressed in, I'd flick a little ball over top. Get some runners going forwards.
I couldn't agree more, Jado. I think, yeah, they should have gone 5th man from the start. I think this game could be completely different if they just committed and you know, 5th man's one of those things where, okay, you concede a goal with 5th man, you've still got that overload where you can bring it back up quite quickly. I mean, it's happened with the squad I'm in at the moment with the Hawks many times, but we've gone 5th man. It's it's counteracted you a little bit, but you end up, you know, settling down and getting a lot of goals from it. So I just do not see why. I know the Pumas can play it. They've played it against us. They've played it a couple of times this season. On why they're just not playing fifth man. But every squad and coach obviously has their reasons. Not everyone's going to be wanting to do fifth man at this point in time. So we'll see how the next 6 minutes, of course, including stop clock, will be for us. But at the moment, I do see it looking like more of the colour green than red at the moment to win this game.
Yeah, definitely. Perth Pumas are 3-0 down. Haven't really changed much of their gameplay to try and score some goals.
If the Cobras win this game today, they would have gone away with a women's B semi-final, a men's A semi-final.
I think you forgot to mention the women's A semi-final.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to up
Cobras
until that
also
little moment.
Syed against Wilkinson, and Stroud just fires it at the wall. Syed, Yusuf, almost dispossessed by Tiong, and almost another goal for the West Coast Cobras. Just hit the post and rolled along the line. I think they've had about 3 of those this match. Cut out by Panselli, and he sends it in the air.
With no pressure, Panselli just needs to bring it down.
Yusuf against Vese. No one pressing Pizzuto. Wilkinson comes for Syed, and he's copped a bit of a push there. And the yellow card's given to Syed. I definitely saw a double hand push against Wilkinson.
Number 14, yellow. 14.
And I have a lot. Here we go.
Rama Elliott stepping on the court in goalkeeper, and I'm assuming this means
Fifth man.
fifth man for the Perth Pumas. I dare say it's definitely too late.
17 minutes too late.
Yeah, I don't see them scoring 3 goals in the next 3 minutes, but
Who
stranger
knows?
things have happened. No urgency from the Perth Pumas. They're getting a bit frustrated on the bench that nobody was getting that ball and giving it back to the West Coast Cobras keeper. It's all about game management. You want to get the ball in as quickly as possible, not waste any time while it's not stop clock time. And when it's stop clock, you want to do the opposite.
Yeah, so
Try and
we're only 50 seconds away from our stop clock time. Kai Johns re-entered the court. Pumas have very clearly gone into fifth man.
Elliott's up high. Oh, and Wilkinson and John just both ran away from Panselli. Luckily, didn't result in a turnover. Oh, and Panselli's turned it over himself anyway to McClarkey. The shot from McClarkey. Just over the bar.
Press, press, press.
Oh, great little flick by Tiong. Wilkinson wins the ball. John on it.
It's a poor pass, but they've gone into fifth man again.
Elliott.
And Elliott is one of the best and youngest, probably fifth man player you'd want in a squad. Very good with his feet, can score lots of goals. I'm pretty sure in the winter season last season, he was a couple of goals.
Oh, and there we go, Rama Elliott with the first Perth Pumas goal of this match. Imagine if they'd got that just after half time. Watch the replay for that one.
Thank you, Jado, for pressing the button just as I was clapping as the game got pretty intense. There's a shot there from Poncelli. It's gone straight back out. And
unlucky for Michael Dudek, made 2 very good saves just before it.
Cobras keeping the ball very well around the park here.
This is exactly what I would do if I was the Cobras. Just keep the ball in play and run the clock out. And they're doing it well. Perth Pumas are struggling to press them at the moment.
Oh, that's a love.
Fortunately, Pizzuto couldn't quite connect. Yusuf with the shot. West Coast Cobras now up 4-1. Yusuf steals off Tiong, gets himself around Wilkinson and just slips it past Elliott.
And I think that might be calling it Jado. I really doubt we'll be seeing a comeback from the Perth Pumas.
They've now got Bless Stroud on the court playing in 5th man, which interesting choice since Rama Elliott did score for them in the last 5th man play.
But you see, you know, this 5th man has completely changed the game. Like, they got a goal from it. And it's something that if they'd done earlier, they probably could have gotten a result out of. But like I said at half time, everyone's got their own ways, strategies, I guess futsal beliefs that they want to do in finals or certain games. And obviously this one has just been the Pumas' decision. Still in 5th man though, and it's a poor touch from Rory Wilkinson.
Ten seconds left. Cobras just need to hold the ball on. A poor touch from Pizzuto. Just needed to get the ball under the sole of his foot.
And there we have it.
The full-time whistle.
We have our 2 finalists officially announced for the grand final. It will next week be the West Coast Cobras versus the Northern Hawks. They played, well, we played obviously the Cobras last 2 weekends ago, so I'm sure it'll be a completely different game with the label of it being a grand final. It often is. So
it will be an exciting game to watch. We'll be live streaming all of the grand finals next weekend. Still one more women's semi-final to be played on Monday night before we find out all of our grand final teams. But we hope to see you, or hope to have you tune in next week when we stream all of our grand finals from Friday night through Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Tom.
thank you, Jade. And thank you to all the referees for this match. And we will see you all next week for our exciting finish off of our summer season for the Jomar Supa Liga.